Welcome to this week's episode of the Lexus Click Growth Journey Show, the show for business leaders to help grow their business. This week we're going to be talking about GDPR. What's the key message, Steve?
Key message is not to be scared of GDPR, really that it's a positive thing, and if you look at it positively for your business, take it in that way, you can really use it to benefit your business.
And what's the tedious link to our location today?
Tedious link is we found the dirtiest wall in Chris's garden, and it's all about cleaning. Make sure your data's clean, that you've got consent, and use the equivalent of a brush to keep it that way.
Brilliant. So how did we end up talking about GDPR today?
Well, it's been a really hot topic, particularly this week. Today that we're recording the video was the final deadline, so it's been a massive source of discussion over the last few weeks and months.
So one of the key things that's going to need to change is consent. Why is consent a good thing?
Consent's a really good thing because effectively us as a customer, we're giving permission how our data is going to be used, both for marketing purposes and in a much wider sense within that business. And for businesses, they've got permission to use the data that they're storing in the way that they are intending to use it.
Brilliant. So how's a consumer going to benefit from GDPR?
Well, consumers going to benefit from GDPR because ultimately our data's quite valuable. We don't want to be spammed. We don't want to have our data used in inappropriate ways. We've seen how big organisations such as Facebook, etc., have potentially been using data. And I think we need to have that control over our data and how it's being used, and have a lot more transparency as well of how the data that we're handing over and is being collected about us is being used, and that we've got some rights over that data and the use of that data.
And how would businesses benefit from GDPR?
Well, at the end of the day, what we want as businesses is to make sure that our customers are really happy with the service that we're providing them, and that includes how we use their data. And if we've been transparent about how we want to use their data, the data that we're collecting and processing about our customers, then they can give us permission, and we've explicitly need to have permission from them to use the data in the ways that we want to use it. So effectively, they've given us permission to use their data in that way so we can use it. And one would expect that with that permission and with that transparency, we're going to get better response rates from the use of that data. So rather than shouting messages out there, rather than using data in inappropriate ways that customers end up being unhappy about, we can be transparent about it and make it a much more positive experience for everybody, and as a result get much more positive results from it for our businesses.
Brilliant. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Growth Journey Show, and if you have any questions, if anything about GDPR or anything you think we missed, let us know in the comments below. And don't forget, if you haven't done already, make sure you subscribe so you get this in your feed next week. Until the next show,